My boss told me, affairs are normal in this industry. Don't be so sensitive. That was after I found out he slept with my wife. I didn't cry. I transferred $12,437 from his personal account while he was on a date with her. He called me the next day, screaming, "Where's my money?" I said, "Check your wife's purse." I'm 38. I live in LA and work in film production. Long hours, deadlines, chaos, it's normal. You spend more time with your team than your family, and I've always tried to balance both. I was married to Jenna for 6 years. No kids. She worked as a freelance interior designer. Said she liked the freedom. My boss, Marcus, is 46. He's well known in the industry. Smooth talker, always dressed sharp, always has a drink in hand at rap parties. People like him. I did too. At least, I used to. I got the job under Marcus 3 years ago. He liked me because I got things done and didn't ask stupid questions. We became close. Grabbed drinks, talked about projects, even introduced him to my wife once at a company dinner. He flirted with her right in front of me. I thought it was just his personality. Things started getting weird around 6 months ago. Jenna started dressing a little nicer when I wasn't around. Doing her hair, makeup, nails, stuff she'd stopped bothering with for a while. I asked her about it. She said she just wanted to feel good again. I didn't question it. Then, I started noticing small things. She was texting more, smiling at her phone. Guarding it. She took it into the bathroom and never left it lying around. I asked her if something was going on. She rolled her eyes, told me I was being paranoid. I wanted to believe her. I really did. One night, Marcus texted me around midnight asking about a location scout. Pretty normal for him. What wasn't normal was that he sent the same message to Jenna. I only found out because she left her phone on the nightstand while she showered. I saw the preview pop up. My stomach dropped. I didn't say anything at first. I watched. For the next 2 weeks, I kept a mental log. Messages came in more frequently. Late nights. Random times. Her responses were fast, sometimes smiling as she typed. She wouldn't let me near her phone. Said I was invading her space. Then came the hotel receipt. I was looking for a receipt in her purse for some home decor she claimed to buy. Found one for a boutique hotel in West Hollywood. $227. Room service, champagne. One night. It was dated 2 weeks back, the same night she said she was at her friend Anna's for a girls' night. I took a picture. Put it back. I felt sick. I asked her again, "You ever cheat on me?" She looked me straight in the eye and said no. I showed her the receipt. She froze. Then came the waterworks. She confessed. Said it was just twice. Said she was lonely. That I worked too much. That it wasn't serious. That she still loved me. I asked who it was. She hesitated. I asked again. She whispered, "Marcus." I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat there. I didn't sleep that night. I stared at the ceiling until the sun came up. I thought about the hours I put into my job. The way I brought Marcus into my home. Trusted him. Thought of him as a friend. My mind kept playing the same image, him in some hotel room with my wife. So I made a plan. Marcus wasn't careful with his passwords. He trusted me. I managed his calendar, his files, and sometimes helped him pay for production costs from his personal account before he got reimbursed. I had access. He knew I was good with numbers and let me handle some things others couldn't. I didn't touch anything for weeks. I waited for the right moment. 2 Fridays ago, I saw on his schedule he had a private dinner at a steakhouse in Beverly Hills. Not uncommon. He liked to schmooze clients. But I recognized the name on the reservation. It wasn't a client. It was Jenna's. They had another night planned. I logged into his personal account from my laptop. Knew the password. Same one he used for his email. I transferred exactly $12,437 to a dummy account I'd created months back, just in case I ever needed a rainy day fund. That number wasn't random. It was the cost of our wedding venue, the one she chose. I checked the confirmation. Then I logged out. The next morning, my phone rang around 10:30. It was Marcus. No, hey. No, how's it going? Just, where the F *** is my money? I let him scream for a full 30 seconds. Then I said, check your wife's purse. Dead silence. Then I hung up. I haven't gone back to work since. I haven't officially quit, but I also haven't returned any calls or emails. Jenna's been texting me nonstop. She says Marcus told her I stole from him. She wants to talk. I don't. I've been staying at a motel in Santa Monica. Paid in cash. I needed time to think. And before you ask, yes, I know what I did was illegal. But I also know he'll never report it. You don't go to the cops about money that wasn't supposed to be handled that loosely in the first place. Especially not when you're screwing your employee's wife and leaving digital breadcrumbs. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I haven't decided if I'll go back to the industry. I'm burned out. I'm angry. And honestly, I'm just tired of people like Marcus winning all the time. This is where the story pauses. But it's far from over. It was day 4 at the motel. I hadn't shaved. Barely eaten. I stared at the same crack in the ceiling for hours, wondering how my whole life turned into this mess. I was angry, sure. But what ate at me more was the betrayal. Then something weird happened. A black Mercedes pulled into the parking lot. I saw it from the corner of the curtain. Tinted windows. Clean. Didn't belong here. I didn't think much of it until someone knocked on my door 10 minutes later. 3 sharp knocks. Then silence. I didn't answer. 30 seconds later, another knock. I waited. Then a voice, I know you're in there. Open the door. It's not what you think. It was Marcus. I froze. My heart started racing. I looked around the room, no weapon, nothing heavy to grab. I cracked the door open, chain still on. Are you alone? I asked. He looked rough. Hair messy, eyes tired. He wasn't yelling. He wasn't angry. He just looked, beat up inside. Yeah. Just me. I'm not here to fight. I didn't know why I let him in. Maybe part of me wanted answers. Maybe I wanted to punch him in the face. Either way, I unchained the door. He stepped in, looked around, and let out a deep breath like he'd been holding it all morning. You stole from me, he said. Not angry. Just saying it, like a fact. You F ************ my wife, I said back. He nodded. No denial. No excuse. I'm not proud of it, he said. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. I laughed. Oh, is that right? Tell me how it was supposed to happen. He sat down on the edge of the bed like he'd done it 100 times. Like we were friends. I hated how calm he was. She told me things. Said you were distant. Said she felt invisible. I didn't mean for it to go where it did. But it did. I won't pretend I didn't want it. I did. I wanted to hit him. I didn't. Instead, I asked, why are you here? He looked at me and said, because Jenna's not who you think she is. And I think you need to know the rest. That's when he told me everything. He said it started with flirting. Then one night at a party, she kissed him. Not the other way around. He said she told him I cheated on her in the past. Not true. Said she wanted someone who understood her. He fell for it. Thought it was real. But here's the twist, she wasn't just sleeping with Marcus. There was another guy. A camera operator from another shoot in San Diego. Marcus only found out 2 days ago. She slipped up. Left her iPad open while showering at his condo. Marcus saw texts. Nudes. Plans to meet at some beach house. She played us both, he said. Probably more than just us. I didn't know what to say. My brain couldn't catch up with my heart. I felt like I'd been living in a fog, and now someone had pulled back the curtain to show me just how deep the rot went. Then he added something that made it worse. She knew about the transfer. She told me to call you and act mad, but not report it. Said you'd eventually come crawling back if we left you alone. I sat there, stunned. You're lying, I said. I wish I was. He stood up and dropped a folder on the bed. These are her messages. Screenshots. I printed them. I opened it. There it was. Jenna, texting Marcus, let him sit with it. He thinks he's tough but he'll break. They always do. Another one, he's weak. He won't fight back. He'll either beg or disappear. Either way, we win. I read every line. My chest burned. I didn't know whether to scream, throw up, or run through a wall. She was playing all of us. Using Marcus. Using me. Probably using the other guy, too. Marcus headed to the door. I'm done with her. Keep the money. Consider it payment for my sins. Before leaving, he looked at me and said, you're not weak. You're just human. Don't let her win. Then he walked out. I didn't move for a long time. I sat on that motel bed holding a pile of printed lies, betrayal, and disgust. Every word from Jenna now echoed differently. Every smile, every hug, every I love you, all fake. I wanted to confront her. I wanted to scream at her until she couldn't hide behind her crocodile tears anymore. But part of me also wanted to disappear. Not because I was scared. But because I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't sleep that night. The folder with Jenna's texts sat on the bed like a loaded gun. Every word hit harder than the last. But I couldn't stop reading them. Over and over. By morning, something inside me shifted. I wasn't broken anymore. I was angry. But sharper. Focused. I decided I needed to see her. Face to face. I didn't call. Didn't text. I just drove to the house, our house, around noon. I parked down the street and walked the rest of the way. I didn't want her to hear the car and start putting on her performance. The moment I opened the front door, she looked surprised. Not scared. Not guilty. Just annoyed. Seriously, she said. You can't just show up like this. I looked around. The house was spotless. She always cleaned like crazy when she was hiding something. She had makeup on. Nice clothes. Hair done. She was expecting someone. Waiting on Marcus? I asked. She didn't flinch. He told you? I laughed. He told me everything. She rolled her eyes like it was no big deal. Like sleeping with my boss and lying about it was just a bad movie we'd watched together. Look, she said, sitting on the couch, legs crossed like it was a therapy session, I was lonely. You weren't around. You worked late. You forgot birthdays. Anniversaries. I didn't plan to fall for Marcus. Then why'd you sleep with someone else too? I asked. That stopped her. For a second. Then she stood up and said, because I could. There it was. No apology. No shame. She paced a little, like she was rehearsing some script. I've spent years being the wife of the guy who's always gone. I gave up a lot. And maybe I wanted to feel wanted again. Is that such a crime? I walked past her, into the kitchen. Opened the drawer where we kept the house paperwork. "What are you doing?" she asked. I pulled out the file marked mortgage. Flipped through the papers. The house wasn't in her name. It was mine. Bought before we got married. I paid for it. All of it. "Start packing," I said. She laughed. "You can't kick me out. We're married." I turned around, dead serious. "No, Jenna. We're done. And this house? It was never yours." She started shouting then. Crying. Begging. Switching gears faster than a damn sports car. "I didn't mean it. It was just a mistake. Marcus means nothing to me. You can't just throw me out like trash." I didn't yell. I just handed her the envelope Marcus gave me. "Read it. Then get out." I left her there, standing in the living room, crying with a folder full of her own words. But the story wasn't done yet. Later that night, I got a call from an unknown number. It wasn't Marcus. It was the guy from San Diego, the camera operator. His name was Brian. He said, "Hey, man. I don't know if you know me. I just found out about everything. Jenna told me she was divorced. Said her ex was abusive. Said you were crazy. I didn't know. I swear." I stayed quiet. He kept going. "She stole from me." That got my attention. She stayed at my place for a few weekends. I trusted her. Then one morning I checked my savings, $6,800 was gone. She vanished after that. Blocked my number. Changed her Instagram. I sat down, trying to process it. She told me she was pregnant. That hit like a truck. Was she? I asked. She said she miscarried. But now I don't believe anything anymore. I gave him my motel address. 30 minutes later, he showed up. We sat in silence for a while, then compared notes. Same lies. Same patterns. She told him she used to be in real estate. Told me she was doing interior design. Told Marcus she was starting a boutique. All fake. All part of whatever long con she was running. Brian looked at me and said, "I think we weren't the only ones. I think she's done this before. Maybe a lot." I didn't want to believe it. But it fit. The manipulation. The way she switched stories. The money. The gaslighting. Jenna wasn't just cheating. She was scamming. She wasn't broken. She was dangerous. Brian and I made a plan. It wasn't revenge. Not exactly. We just wanted the truth out there. Jenna had played with too many lives, and we were tired of staying quiet. We decided to confront her at the company's upcoming wrap party. Marcus would be there. The whole crew. Her scene. She loved attention. So we gave her a spotlight. The party was at a rooftop bar in downtown LA, flashy, loud, and full of people who only cared about the next big deal. Jenna showed up in a silver dress that probably cost more than my monthly rent. She smiled like nothing was wrong. Like none of us had caught on. Marcus saw her and froze. He hadn't spoken to her since the day he came to my motel. His jaw clenched, but he didn't say anything. Brian and I stood by the bar, waiting. Then I nodded at him. He walked straight up to her. I followed. She turned around and saw us both. Her face dropped for a second, then snapped back into her performance mode. "Oh, look at you two, what is this? Some sad boys reunion?" Brian pulled out his phone. Loud enough for nearby people to hear, he said, "Hey Jenna, want to tell everyone how you stole $6,800 from me? Or lied about a baby?" She laughed, but it cracked. "What are you even talking about?" I stepped in. You told Marcus I was abusive. Told Brian you were divorced. Told me you loved me while sleeping with 2 other men. People around us started to turn. One of the producers said, "Wait, you were with Jenna too?" Another guy, "She told me she was single," and just like that, it all started unraveling. Every lie exposed, every fake identity challenged. Jenna's mask broke. Her voice cracked. She tried to deny it at first. Then blamed all of us. I was hurting. I needed connection. None of you ever saw me. Marcus finally spoke. We saw you. You just used it. She spun toward him. You're no saint, Marcus. Don't act like you didn't love every second of it. I was wrong, he said. But at least I didn't pretend I was someone else. The music died down. The DJ was watching. The bartender stopped pouring. People filmed with their phones. It wasn't just drama anymore, it was a spectacle. Then Jenna did something I didn't expect. She dropped to the floor. Crying. Screaming. I never wanted this, she sobbed. I just wanted to matter. You all made me feel invisible. Like I was just something to use. Someone tried to help her up. She slapped their hand away. Ran out of the party barefoot, mascara streaked down her face. That was the last time I ever saw her in person. In the days after, everyone had something to say. Some blamed me. You should have kept it private. Others blamed Marcus. You had power over her. A few even defended Jenna. She's just broken. But most stayed silent. Because deep down, they saw what we saw. The truth. Marcus resigned from the company 3 weeks later. Said he needed distance. I heard he moved to Austin. Brian blocked her number. Told me later she tried to reach out once. Said she was sorry. He never answered. Me? I sold the house. I didn't even want the furniture. I packed a suitcase, grabbed my laptop, and drove north up the coast. I didn't have a plan. I just needed to breathe without ghosts in every corner. I'm sitting in a cabin now, up in Big Sur. It's quiet here. I watch the waves every morning with coffee in hand. No cameras. No deadlines. Just stillness. Sometimes I think about Jenna. Not with anger anymore. Not even sadness. Just clarity. She didn't destroy me. She showed me what I couldn't see. That I had stopped living a long time ago. I was working, providing, surviving, but not living. I let too many things slide. Trusted too blindly. Ignored my own gut for the sake of keeping peace. And it cost me. But it also freed me. I don't know what comes next. I'm not fixed. I'm not perfect. I still flinch when my phone rings sometimes. But I'm not the same man who walked into that house looking for answers. Now? I just want truth. And peace. Even if it's hard. Even if it's quiet. People always say, time heals. They're wrong. Truth heals. Even if it cuts first. And I'm finally healing. For real this time.